All right, I'm gonna take a little peek ski back here into the wings. Yeah, we got a thumbs up? We got a thumbs up. I guess it's time to get this panel started. Are you ready? All right, introducing first, please. Nice big round of sound and warm welcome. The voice of Makima. Make some noise for Susie Young. Make some noise for the voice of Power, Sarah Winter. The voice of Aki. Make some noise for Reagan Murdoch. And the voice of Denji, Chainsaw Man. Make some noise for Ryan Colt Levy. One more time for the cast of Chainsaw Man.
Hi, everybody.
You know, I didn't know what order I wanted to do it in, but I couldn't see where you were back there, so I did my best. You hustled to get up
We
here.
can't just start this without us saying hi to each other, but
I know. What is this? You know what to do?
It's the wolf pack. It's the wolf pack.
It's so sweet.
No, it's good to see you all again. It really is. Welcome to Raleigh. Welcome. Thanks for coming out, of course. We've had a chance to speak at length in the past, but it's always nice to get to see how you guys are doing, catch up with you. So why don't we start there? How have you been since the last time we've seen each other, Susie?
Tired.
My heart is so full. I'm really freaking good. I've been doing a bunch of really cool projects lately, been traveling a bunch, getting to meet so many of you. Working on a comic book with a buddy of mine. I am not an artist, I do not have that skill, but I'm writing one with a friend that we've been working on for a while, and every time I get little gaps from traveling and stuff, we hack away at it, and eventually I'm really excited to share that with you guys, because I've never created a story and put it out in the world before. I'm super nervous and full of anxiety, but I'm also having a blast with it.
That's amazing. We look forward to seeing that. That's amazing. It's always great when you get to create and with your friends to create something from your heart. I mean, is this something that you came up with on your own, or where's the concept of this?
It's an idea that I came up with because I'm a big comic book nerd, and I came up with it at this point almost 5 or 6 years ago. And I started to work on it then, but I was still a musician at that point. This was before I was voice acting, and it sounds like I'm like a crazy person, right? I was like, then I was in a circus, and so many different.
Again, we already knew this about you.
That's fair. That's fair.
We done knew.
Yeah, so I had this idea. I worked on it for a bit, and then I just felt like I didn't know the craft well enough to give it what it needed. So I kind of put it on a shelf and allowed myself to study more. You know, whether it's writing comics, the craft of storytelling, all those different things. And then in the pandemic, I ended up doing this really cool like online Zoom roleplay thing, like a one-shot kind of thing. And I've never done any kind of D&D stuff, so it was just super fun to get to like play. And the guy who DM'd it and put it all together is this incredible writer, and we ended up just kind of becoming good buddies. And eventually, I had seen some of his work and was like, oh, he's really good, and like he knows what he's doing with the structure and all of that. And I just kind of pitched him this idea and was like, honestly, I come from being in bands all my life, and this stuff is so collaborative. Like, I think I prefer doing stuff with people than alone. And it's been so much more special. It's opened it up in so many ways, sharing it with someone else who has different perspectives and ideas, and it's only gotten better. So it's really cool.
It is great to get back together, and now that the band is back together, and finally, Susie's here, do you guys have any, madness planned for the weekend?
There's always madness planned.
Of course.
Madness is constant. We're just, honestly, it's just so nice to be with you guys. Like, we don't all get to see each other. Susie and I are in Los Angeles. These two are in Texas. And even when we're in the same state, we barely get to see each other, just based on work or travel or whatever. So we are very much a real family. We adore each other. We have our group DMs where we're constantly sending each other like ridiculous memes or funny stories or things. Completely. I sent you guys a video the other day of this woman at a dance class, this pregnant woman getting like spun around by her instructor, and then it just super cuts to like the baby inside. And it just made me laugh so hard. And so that's the kind of stuff we we do in our off time with each other.
Anyone else?
You said me
Reagan
crazy.
and I went to go see the Oppen Barbie Meyer, whatever the heck it was.
Oppen Barbie Meyer? What did you say?
Yeah, what was that?
Barbieheimer.
There it is.
So what does that mean?
And yes, there were coordinated outfits.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Hi, Barbie.
He had this insane shirt with flamingos on it.
Oh, it was
beautiful.
hideous.
I loved it.
So you guys get together, and do you ever get together to go see movies?
We haven't got to see a movie yet, but we really need to.
Especially with Denji and Makima, like.
I know, except I'm almost worried. We actually literally just got together, and I made Susie some of the coffee that I make like a crazy drunk myself. So yeah.
It was quite good. And in Boston, we're gonna have udon, right?
We're gonna have udon. We're gonna have. I'm really excited about lobster rolls. Yeah, a lot of our life is food motivated. I feel like, right?
Yeah.
We're in agreement here.
Yeah.
100%.
Super toast.
There is nothing else.
Super toast.
Except food. Only food.
Hot take, but food is good.
Whoa. You wanna get canceled?
Yes.
I know the company in front of me has a burger, and I really
Yes.
want a burger right now.
Oh wow, there is a burger in front of us. Makes me hungry.
Yeah, but if she tries to give it to you, she's gonna.
Just gonna like drop it
The
all.
Kobe.
Human. Pass me the burger.
Well, we.
Catch it with your
She
teeth.
means it. Pass that burger.
She's gonna drop it.
And it's squeezed.
Wait, give everybody on the mic. It's adorable. That is the cutest little burger.
Coincidentally,
Wow, it bounces too.
That was
This
awesome.
is the all-purpose burger.
Panel and a game show and a game all at the same time. This is amazing. You guys are so much fun. I would love to hang out with you outside of this, but I don't know if I would fit in with you guys because you're so.
You're way cooler looking than
Oh,
us.
Yeah.
stop! Keep
He thinks
going.
he's cooler than
Stop.
us.
No, I tried to look cool, but I knew you guys were gonna step it up. You always got your shades on, looking fresh. I mean, Reagan's always got the cool shirts on. You know what I mean? You were dressed up in full character last time we met. I believe so. Yes. You went all out.
Oh, do I have the horns and everything?
Yes.
That sounds
And the
like
eyes, and it was really intense. It was really cool. And Susie was sleeping.
I wasn't here.
I'm kidding, of course. All right, so obviously we're here to speak about one of the most amazing shows in the history of shows, Chainsaw Man.
Kick back.
And I could start on your end, and I know it's something that we've touched base on before, but this was like your dream character to voice Denji. Can we get into that a little bit, if you don't mind?
Yeah, I apologize to anybody who's heard this. If anybody has, I'll try and be brief. 24 minutes later. Yeah.
5
Well,
hours
how else do
later.
they do now? Yeah.
So long that the French-
Exactly.
that the
They're
French-
over it. I found the manga in 2020 during the pandemic, and I just fell deeply in love with it and really needed something to like pull me out of the craziness, and it did. And I kind of said to myself, which you never do because actors never get to choose what they audition for, I would love to read for Denji because this is the first time I've ever connected with something like that. This is like my dream role. And then about a year later, the anime gets announced, and everyone in the world suddenly wants to be a part of it. And I'm like, well, there's no way I'm even going to be remotely considered. And in August of last year, I went to another convention where I was a guest for some smaller stuff. Nobody really knew who I was. It was really nice and chill. And some people would come up to my table and be like, "Did you draw these?" And I was like, "I wish." And they flew in a bunch of people from MAPPA to have a panel about the season that was about to drop. And at this point, it was like 2 months away from coming out. So I was so sure it was already being recorded. The dub was probably done. And they were like, gonna announce everybody soon. And that was the day the auditions went out. So I opened it up and I see that the sides for Denji are like, immediately I know what page they're from. Because I've read this thing so many times over because I'm a total nerd for it. And I just figured this is my one chance to play, and regardless of getting the opportunity otherwise, I get to sit in this for 5 minutes. So I gave him my heart, and it's the way that I always kind of heard him and felt him as I read it. And then 2 weeks later I got a call back, and then after that, I got an actual text from our voice director, Mike McFarland, and he's like, "Hey dude, do you have a second to talk?" And I was like, "Yeah, man." And then he starts immediately calling me, and I'm like, "Well, that's weird." So I pick up, and I'm like, "Hey dude, what's going on?" He's like, "Hey man," and Mike can be very like chill and unassuming. So he's like, "Hey, yeah, you know, just doing really well." And he comes to visit Los Angeles every now and then, so I thought, oh, maybe he's just happens to be in town and wants to get coffee or something. And he's like, "Yeah, you know, I doing all this stuff and just went through all these crazy auditions, and yeah, I'm gonna be directing Chainsaw Man." And I'm like, "Dude, that's so cool! Oh my god!" Freaking out. Not processing that he shouldn't be telling me this if I'm not working on it. So I'm like, just kind of letting him talk, and I'm just hyped for him. I'm like, "Well, dude, he's gonna do this thing, and he's the perfect choice, he's gonna kill him." Why is he telling me this? And my chest is getting tighter and tighter and tighter, and I'm like, thankfully I was in my apartment, so I'm like, "Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, totally." And he's like, "Yeah," so, and he can feel me, like, not being able to process any of this.
Like
How
Denji.
does what? Yeah, exactly, just total, just nothing brain. And he's like, "Yeah, so, you know, you're gonna be our Denji." And I just kind of went into this, like, fog. Like, everything just went blank. I couldn't, like, I didn't know what to think or feel, and my brain exploded. And I may have dropped to my knees, I don't remember for sure. And thanked him profusely. He told me who else was going to be in the cast, and I could not have been happier. And then I called my mom.
As you should, absolutely. What a wonderful story of success and just dreams coming true, truthfully. Let's go through the line and just talk about your experience as your characters. Reagan, let's talk about Aki.
Oh, yeah, sure. I love talking about Aki. Yeah, gosh, you want to just talk about him as a character, or like the casting process? Or?
Yeah, I'd like to know about in a similar realm to
His laundry
Ryan.
routine.
Oh,
Yeah. How does he wash his
that.
socks? Let's talk about that.
He separates light from darks. Yeah, like Ryan, I was 100% convinced I was not going to get it. But what I was convinced of was if I did a good enough job on it, maybe they'll throw you a bit part down the line, right? And so I'm like, well, I might as well read a little bit of the manga, and if I get context for these lines, maybe that'll make them pop a little bit better, and I could be better considered. And so I start reading it, and then I start reading some more, and then I keep reading, and I'm devouring it, and it gets to the part where, spoilers, when Himeno and Aki are going like out on patrol for the first time. Himeno gets slapped, and then Aki sticks gum on the girl's clothes, and that was the moment I was like, "Oh, I need to be that boy," because he is as vindictive and cringy as I am. So yeah, I also actually got a call back for Denji, which I was very surprised about. But then, a couple weeks later, I get an email from Mike. It was in the middle of a shift at my day job. And so he's like, "Hey, I have a casting opportunity for you." And I was like, "Okay, great," because I'd only worked with him like very briefly doing bit parts in One Piece. And I was like, maybe there's something in One Piece coming up that he wants me to do for? No, a second piece, yeah. And so I, find time at, a little break time at, work, and I go into a corner, and he calls me, and he's like, "Hey, so just wanted to let you know that I'm going to be directing this show, Chainsaw Man." I'm like, yeah, okay. I'm pretty sure you could hear me vibrating, like, through the phone.
At this point, he was used to it.
At this point, he's used to it, yeah. Unfortunately, he didn't tell me who else was in the cast, but he did tell me that we would like you to be our Aki, and I'm like, great, that sounds awesome! Yeah. So of course I try to stay as calm as I possibly can during the call, because you don't want to sound too much like a fanboy when you're talking to one of the great directors of anime English dubs of all time. But as soon as the call was over, I walked straight out to my car. I looked to make sure nobody's looking, and I started screaming at the top of my lungs. I believe my exact words were, "Yeah, I'm gonna be in Chainsaw Man, baby."
That's a perfect quote for a t-shirt.
And then about, what, a day later?
It was a couple days later,
Yeah.
yeah, because I was, they, after, we were told, we were cast as, they were told us they wanted us to be at New York Comic Con for the premiere, and that scared the absolute bejesus out of me. I was terrified. Because I'm a very homebody, introverted, and not goes outside a lot person. See other people. But then I was able to get away for a weekend with my grandpa, spend some time with him. That was, thankfully, it was already planned at that time. And then I got a Twitter DM from this guy in the middle of it, and it's just a bunch of clap emojis. And I'm just like, does he know?
So for those who don't know, whenever you book a project in any form of entertainment, but especially with what we do, there's something called an NDA, which is a non-disclosure agreement, which means until you're allowed to talk about the thing, you do not talk about the thing. And it can mean you get fired, it can mean all kinds of things before you even start. So he's terrified because he has no idea what he should or shouldn't say in this DM. And he's like, what you were like?
I was just as vague as possible.
Yeah.
Just thank you very much. Yeah, da 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 da. But then thank you for choosing Chick-fil-A, whatever. And so pay attention. Pay attention. The nearest exit may be behind you. He's just like, He's just waiting for me to put the pieces together. And then I'm just like, wait a minute, how do you know? Wait, that can only mean one thing, oh my God! Started freaking out. So, took it very well.
And there it is, the origin story of Aki. All right, let's talk about you, Sarah. Let's talk about power.
This is one of my favorite stories.
Chainsaw Man. So when I first heard that name, I thought it was an isekai, and I wasn't sure how to feel about it. But so then
Fell asleep and woke up as a chainsaw at the Home Depot.
Yeah! I look at the cover and I'm like, what is this? My partner has like a whole collection, so I was skimming through, trying to find Makima and Power for the auditions. I was like, Makima's not gonna happen, but I'm still gonna give it a try because they just don't normally have me go for the cool, collective, sexy. And it's alright, I'm okay with that. Collective
Give her a
It's getting hot in here. What's going on?
The caffeine.
Take a sip of the boba.
What do they put in this boba? I didn't really read the manga, and I found bits and pieces of like where Power showed up. Turns out like it's really hard to world build with just that little information. So, but the parts that I saw her in, I was like, she seems really crazy. And if you heard my audition, you probably would be like, oh my God, because if you can believe it, I read her even more chaotic than she is. It was like sporadic. I was just like, I hate humans. And I hate devils too! You know? I don't know, let's go all over the place.
Yeah, all the levels.
Who knows? And I think I that's like probably one of the first auditions where I did several takes on it too, because I wasn't sure where to go with her. And then I listened to the trailer, I'm like, okay, I'm doing all right, let's just put it out there. I don't want to see it again. I can't spend any more time on this. And I wasn't expecting anything because like I knew like thousands of people were going to be auditioning for this, both LA and Dallas, and I'm like, all right, well, we'll see what happens with that. And then I ended up having a One Piece session with Mike. I live in Dallas, so I go straight into Crunchyroll. And he's like, we have a little time to talk after we're done. I'm like, ha, okay. And then we go, I'm like, okay, goodbye, He's like, oh, well, I got reserved us a conference room. I was like, what? What? And you start walking down the hallway, and it's like really, really excruciatingly long of a hallway. And I'm like, what did I do? What did I say? Did I do something to upset him? He got a conference room to talk to me about something. Oh my god, what could I have done? Oh no. And we go in, and this is literally the smallest conference room they
It's a
have
broom
there.
closet.
It's
It's
like,
like,
it's like 2 people can fit in there, and I'm literally like, I come in and there's like a chair just there. I'm like,
is that mine? Yeah.
and he like turns around and he like keeps it sit. He goes like, so this doesn't leave this room.
Oh my god, it does it that way?
What did I do? He was like, you are Power Chainsaw Man. I was like, really? You see this? He's like, yeah.
Such a
Yes,
Mike
you
response,
are.
yeah.
I was like, can I know who the rest is? Who's the rest of the cast? He's like, I only tell it to people who ask. And he tells me, I was like, no way. Oh, I was so excited. And I was like, oh, that's awesome. I'm so excited. Okay, cool. And then we leave, and I go down that excruciatingly long hallway, and I'm like, picking up my step a little bit. And I get to the elevator, no one's in there, and I'm like, and doors close. And the doors open.
The door again, yeah.
I'm sure they have their footage.
I hope they have that footage somewhere.
That's an amazing story. Amazing.
Quick
Let's
fun
go-
little tidbit. So when we were recording the dub for the trailer, we still hadn't been announced yet. And so to keep the secret safe in Crunchyroll, so Mike had, so in the script, there's always, the character names and the actor names next to it. And so instead of our names, he put none of your business.
I was business. It's like, and I reported to the group after I did it, like, I took care of business.
A little
And they
inside.
were like, what?
And the ones who got it, got it. The
Exactly.
message.
Real ones knew.
All right, Susie, let's talk about.
Oh yeah, I'll try to keep this brief since I want to get through.
Yes, we want to get some questions. But let's talk about Makima.
Yeah, I mean, basically, I didn't really know about Chainsaw Man prior, but I had seen a ton of fan art on Twitter, especially of Makima and Power. So it's like, they seem very popular. Okay. So when I got the sides, I was like, oh, it's them. And interestingly enough, I spent more time on Power's audition because I was like, this seems more like a tough nut to crack.
Correct.
Whereas with Makima, I actually did just 2 takes, and that was it. And I didn't think about it any further because I was like, I don't know, just like everybody else, I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna get in. There's like thousands of auditions. I'm just gonna send it and forget. I'm not gonna really think about it.
Wow, that really is a power move, though. You only did it in 2 takes. And they were like, ooh.
Well, because I was like, this is what I can interpret from the character, and if he likes it, then he likes it. So fast forward to I don't know how much longer later, but Mike DMs me on Twitter, and he never DMs me on Twitter, so I'm like, this can only mean one thing. And he's like, hey, can I give you a call? I was like, this can only mean one thing.
It also only mean one thing.
I was like, yeah, sure. So he gives me a call, and then he drops the news that I'm Makima. And I was like trying to like keep in control and everything, but I was like, obviously just as nervous as you guys were. So I was like, yeah, cool. Who's the rest of the cast? Just curious. And he told me, and I'm so happy it was like the 3 of you, and I love you guys.
No, it shows. You guys have such a great chemistry together. It really works, and you can tell that like the friendships are real. And I bet that adds to the characters and
So
how
much.
you know what I mean. The chemistry between you guys definitely adds to the way it portrays on screen.
When you know that everyone else cares as much and is also looking out for you as much as they are themselves, like nobody in this cast, even in the rest of the cast, is like selfishly trying to be like, this is my time to shine. It is so much about how do we lift each other up in the scenes and outside of the work and just be there for each other. It's truly the best crew and project all around experience I've ever had. So it's a dream come true.
I honestly think because like everyone understands how big this is, like everyone understood. They're like, I'm gonna give this 150% because this is
To the thing, not for us.
exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, I think I put in 5,000.
Well, it definitely shows, and we all love the show. And with that said, on behalf of all the fans here, let's go ahead and turn things over to the fans and
Thank you guys
rapid
for waiting.
fire as many questions as we can. Keep it one question per person, please. Hi, what's your name and what's your question?
I am Matthew Horvath.
Hey, man.
We're back.
My question is, what is Kobani's contracted devil?
We don't know. So my guess,
Whichever one Zenitsu has.
So the
Just,
fortune devil?
just pass out and then competence. That's the competence devil.
I always
That's
thought
a scary
the fortune
one.
Devil,
The what?
because the fortune devil, her life sucks so much and is so unlucky, but the moment the chips are down, she wins.
You know what? That's a really good call. I like
That's
that.
She
actually-
just
I like
keeps
that.
somehow lucking through so she can live her unlucky life.
That is so. It's so true. I'm stealing your answer.
Good. Thank you so much for your question. All right. Hi, what's your name? What's your question?
Hi, my name is Michelle. Nice to meet y'all.
Hello.
I'm a huge fan. My question is for Ryan, however, everybody can chime in. Without spoiling it, you remember that scene of Denji
It's
and
real vague here. Yeah.
And the black.
Yes. Oh yes.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil it
Is
for
everybody
anybody.
here caught up with at least the first season?
Okay, so what are your thoughts on that? How did you feel? What did you think?
When someone loses their lunch and it's passed along my way?
Yeah, and it's with another person.
Yes.
With you.
You know, Denji's been through a lot, and I knew coming up we were going to be working on that scene, so I knew that it was going to be pretty gross and traumatic. I think the thing that we focused on when doing it was, in a lot of ways, you could play that for jokes. You know, like you can use this and be like, isn't this messed up and funny? But I think we really just wanted to highlight, like, isn't this tragic and sad? And this poor kid just can't get a win. So it was really about making it try and just trying to find that balance of making it feel real for such an insane moment. But I was prepared
Now,
for it as
Sarah.
much as I could.
You were prepared? Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm losing
Now,
it.
Sarah.
Sarah. Thank you for your question.
Thank you.
All right. And hi, what's your name and what's your question?
Hi, my name is Jamie. I just want to say real quick to all of y'all who has been a part of Chainsaw Man, you guys are amazing. You guys are talented, and thank you for making these characters come to life with your voices. You guys are awesome. Thank you. My question is for all of you guys, actually. If Chainsaw Man was made into a live-action movie, who would you want to be the director of? I personally think Quentin Tarantino, he needs to get onto this. That would be a perfect live-action movie.
That's a really good choice. Since you're saying Tarantino, I'm gonna say Guillermo del Toro.
Yes.
I'm gonna go with Robert Rodriguez.
I have no insight into this. Who's the guy who does Transformers?
Steven Spielberg.
Michael Bay.
You want Michael Bay?
Yeah.
Stanley Kubrick. Martin Scorsese.
Michael Bay.
Whenever there's a film question, just whatever Ryan said.
An intelligent question. Yeah, it's probably for the best.
You look amazing.
You
too.
do.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh.
I love Power, so I was like, yay!
Thank you, Pally.
I love you more!
Wow. All right. Thank you so much.
so much!
Thanks for your
Oh
question.
God, they're multiplying.
All right. Hi, what's your name? What's your question?
Hi, my name is Zoe, and I was wondering, for the scenes where you know that the audience is going to get secondhand embarrassment, how does it feel to be recording those and how many times did it take you to film it?
I love doing those scenes. And there's something, I mean, it kind of goes back to what I was saying, there's a real trust fall with the people that we get to share this with, where like, this job, no matter what, in order to do it to the best of your ability, you have to be vulnerable, you have to be open to be ugly and silly and crazy looking in front of total strangers sometimes. And thankfully with this, it's like being with family, so it's easier to really just kind of like let all that out. And there's something really fun about tapping into like these really like intimate, personal experiences that so many people have understandings of in their own way. And I think there's something important about connecting with characters in that way so that you understand it's not just an individual's experience, that so many of us feel similar things. And in a weird way, it helps kind of bring us all more together and less judgmental and more understanding. At least that's my hope.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
All right, hi, step on up. What's your name? What's your
Listen,
question?
if we got a fight, might be.
Oh, we can have a problem.
Uh-oh, security.
Who's your favorite devil or otherwise villain throughout the entire Chainsaw Man?
First off, I love that the teeth are moving as you talk. That is so cool. Give it up for this. This is amazing. I mean, it's the cliche answer for me, but my favorite devil, he hasn't been seen yet, but he's been spoken about in the manga. It's the coffee devil. I want to hang with him real bad.
I am really big on the future devil. I really love characters who just do not give a crap. Yeah, just always love those.
I was gonna say that.
Also,
He's really fun. He's
darkness,
got
for
a good
sure.
time.
I don't know without spoiling that hasn't showed up in the anime. Because a lot of my favorites are later on.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say.
That's fair. Yeah, that's a good answer.
You look freaking awesome, dude. Thank you.
Gotcha.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much for your
Look at
question.
the etiquette. He knows how to move his head so he doesn't whack people. I love it. I love it.
Dedication.
Okay.
Hello, my name is Tav. My question is for all of you. What's your favorite line from your character?
I rotate everywhere. Like, it just depends on my mood. Let's see, today,
I'm thinking of ways to win the Nobel Peace Prize. Things like no don't come out of my dogs.
It changes every day, but today, she's more like the bullshit devil. I love your tears, by the way.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No one could account for how stupid they are.
Thank you.
Love to
Thank you.
Awesome, thank you so much. Hi, what's your name? What's your question?
Hi, I'm Kayla, but my question is, how did your character change your life for the better?
In many, many ways. Obviously, this is a completely insane, surreal experience that I never imagined would be part of my life. The fact that it's as big as it's become has afforded us so much of a different experience than what we were doing before. I mean, from the beginning, when I found it in the pandemic, I was in a really low mental place, and I was struggling with enjoying reading anything or watching anything. The only stuff I could enjoy was playing a video game every now and then, because it was like I was interacting with it. But we were all stuck in our homes and just going stir crazy. And when I found this manga, I don't say it lightly, it saved me. It saved my soul, it saved my heart, it pulled me out of all of the noise that the world was kind of dropping on all of us. And that was the first step of just feeling less alone, feeling so connected. And I, at the time, was living in a Denji-like shack scenario, a tiny little spot that was like just like survival place. And I just remember every time I would look at the first volume, like resilience. If he can make it to another day, so can I. And then all of this.
It really helped me process some things. In particular, I remember like one scene was the scene where Aki and Himeno meet for the first time in the graveyard. And when I was, digging into that in the manga, and especially when I was, recording it, I was thinking of myself at like kind of my lowest points of the, what's the point of going on, basically. And what really struck me was actually Himeno's line to him, which was, "You best not die on me, Aki." And I was just thinking, holy crap, I wish somebody had said that to me. Yeah, no, thank you. Obviously this is really easy for me to say in the position I am and with the blessings that I have had. And of course, if all it took to solve your problem was some schmuck getting up on stage and saying a few words to you, it wouldn't really be a problem now, would it? But I'm just gonna say this to you all right now. You best not die on me.
Doesn't take much. You know, a lot like Ryan, I had a very similar experience with power. Like I, for a long time, was running around lost and aimless, naked, tripping over things, and just searching for my next meal. Covered in dirt. I was disgusting.
Mutilating wild animals.
Yes, mutilating wild animals. Just a true Viking at heart. No. No. I think the best thing that came out of this is that obviously I got to be a part of such an incredible story that I absolutely destroyed the manga once I actually read it, you know, like through properly. And I fell in love with power too, and like the fact that like she has a really hard time like expressing herself, but she does actually really enjoy closeness of others, and like seeing her break through with a cat and really realizing that like, oh, it's nice for blood to be on the inside of some things. And I got to gain another family, and it's really nice. It feels almost like my own because mine is also divorced and they're living in two separate places, and I get to visit them every once in a while, so this is nice. It's okay, I'm happy, we're all happy. You don't have to be sad for me. We're all in a really good place. We're a thriving family, all of us.
We are.
I love you guys.
This is a very mushy panel.
Yeah, I mean, like going off the whole family theme, like without this, I wouldn't have been introduced to like these guys. Well, I've known you guys, but you know.
She
like,
took over my room.
I was the roommate.
The true roommate.
But then all of you too, like seeing how like cared for and loved this entire series is just, I've never experienced something like this before, and I feel so privileged and honored to be here with everybody.
We're really lucky to have you guys.
Oh, yes.
All right, well, thank you so much.
Oh, sorry.
No, I was just telling you, thanks for your question. You can
Of
continue.
course. Thank you. I'm happy that it saved your lives.
Thank you.
What do you think your character's favorite cereal would be?
That's a great question. I love the combo cosplay you're doing. You're killing it.
Thank you.
You know what? I think we all know what would happen is Denji would be so excited by every cover of every cereal box that he would probably just mash them all together in one bowl. So it would be like Cocoa Krispies and Frosted Flakes and Frosted Mini Wheats and Cheerios and Fruit Loops, because he doesn't know that there's really, it would be total chaos.
And
it would
Power
be
would
like,
steal it from him.
yeah, exactly.
You know, at first I was gonna give an answer like a Raisin Bran or like Grape Nuts or something. But then I remembered, for the ultimate toast, there's all those different jams and jellies and the toppings on them. Aki had all of those in his pantry. So like maybe he has a bit more of a sweet tooth than we imagined. So I'm gonna go with Fruit Loops.
That's like his subtlety. He doesn't want anyone to
He
know.
just
That's where all
keeps
the
it.
color is.
He keeps it like under his floorboards in his bedroom, just making sure that no one must know.
I have a hard time thinking other than her just like eating any and everything, but I don't know. The thing I'm struggling with, I was struggling with it because all of it has corn in it, you know? She hates vegetables. Would she like corn though? Is it sugary?
Well, I think she wouldn't, unless someone told her it was corn, I don't think she would know. So it would be one of those things where like, maybe when she found out, she'd be like enraged because she'd be like, betrayal.
Maybe she would go for like the most insane thing, like the oops all marshmallows and Lucky Charms. Or
Yeah.
something.
Yes.
She's gross like that.
No, I'm trying to think of the most serious cereal.
That's a great sentence.
Wheat Thins?
Weetabix.
The shredded wheat.
Shredded
Yeah.
She likes crushed things.
Alrighty
Thank you for
then.
your question.
Oh, Count Chocula for power.
Count Chocula.
Count Chocula.
Oh, yeah, that's good actually. I was thinking about the vampire thing, like, I don't know. Is it too much? No.
Hi.
Hi, my name is Haley. I just want to say I love you guys. I've watched the anime and I really love it. My question is, what's your process when choosing the voice of your character?
Oh, okay.
The panic on your face, the sheer panic on your face, and I was like, you were like,
I everybody's necks like almost snapped looking at me. My process is, okay, so when I realized that Power is like really like the annoying child, I was like, okay, I know just what to do because I have 30 years of experience of being the annoying little sister. And I have an older brother. So I bring that energy in with her and I make sure there's a little bit of gremlin inside of it. So it's normally my natural voice, but it's just a little bit more gritty. So I can be like, salt on the wounds. And then I also keep in mind that most of the time she's just trying to have a good time and she thrives off the suffering of others, and unless it's herself, obviously. So yeah, that's just about it.
I mean, like I said, for the audition, I think I only went in with a couple takes, but it was a very calm and controlled feeling. Like I didn't make too many waves with it, but just enough where it sounds.
you look at the audio file, it's just a straight line.
It's literally just a straight line. It's like ASMR, basically.
Very controlled, if you will.
No. Basically, I thought, this guy is a teenager who basically thinks his life is in a Kira Kurosawa movie. There's literally the part where the Devil Hunters from Kyoto say you're acting like a character in a manga. So I was thinking, just what does a kid who is trying to be a fictional character who was traumatized at an early age and picked up smoking as an early habit? What does that sound like? And it is probably not going to be super expressive either. So he just monotone, a little scratchy, and takes himself way too seriously. There it is.
For me, there were kind of like levels to it because Denji starts in one place and kind of progresses with even just his energy. So at first, you see those first few pages and it's, he is at his lowest point emotionally, financially, in every way possible. No education, no affection, literally missing very vital organs. So to me, it was like this crumpled piece of paper that was just like so discarded and disheveled and crunchy, but also incredibly soft on the inside and super layered and really like has like unconditional love, almost like a dog would. And all of these layers that were strong and hopeful and full of humor, even in the face of the worst life. So you take that, and then as he gets taken out into the real world, and he's kind of learning to find his confidence, there's a sharpness that kicks in, there's a brashness that kicks in, and then for Chainsaw Man, so much of it is just that unhinged catharsis, because so much of it is freedom for the first time.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
All right, and unfortunately, that was our last question. I apologize to everybody waiting. I know there's so many. I want to let Power speak, but we have to keep the show moving right.